Your Excellency, I'll talk a little bit broader because we deem and we consider Expo in Belgrade the biggest growth opportunity for Serbia moving forward. And what we want to do, ladies and gentlemen, we want to invest as much as possible to continue growing and to present Serbia in 2027 in a proper manner, but also to increase the GDP and everything else that relates to the standard of living of the Serbian citizens. But before I start, just a couple of slides just to give you a flavor about Serbia, because for us, after the very difficult period of fiscal consolidation, in 2018, we started to grow. The growth of GDP last year was 2.5%. This year, we anticipated it will be 3.5%. And what the President was telling you about, if we are clever enough and smart enough, we're going to reach approximately 100 billion euros in GDP in 2027. Why is this important? Just look at this figure here. This is where we started, 33.7 billion euros. So in 15 years, we get to 100 billion euros. That's a completely different story, completely different Serbia. And when you look at the, how do we compare with the others, just unfortunately, the Germany is over there. But again, 2018 as the first normalized year for us after very difficult reforms that we had to go through, after very difficult fiscal consolidation measures. If you just, put aside Ireland because of the structure of their GDP, you see that Serbia is one of the fastest growing economies in Europe. What we want to do, we want to continue growing in the same manner. In spite of the growth, or together with the growth, my dear friend, we managed to maintain fiscal stability and to maintain public debt to GDP ratio. Last year, end of last year, 52%. At the beginning of this year, even lower. For us, this is very important. I looked at the German's figures, so basically Germany is 64.8, something like that, at the end of third quarter of last year. But basically we are not playing, that's very important to me to say, we are not playing with macroeconomic stability, and we will never pass the threshold of 60%. I think the average in Eurozone is 89, 90%. This is something that I just wanted for you to know. In 2012, the unemployment rate was 25.9. Every fourth individual in Serbia was with no job. Now it's 9.1 the last quarter of last year, and it's going down. The employment figure is going up. This is, believe it or not, the largest number of employed people in Serbia ever in our history. In spite of COVID, in spite of energy crisis, in spite of conflict in Ukraine, in spite of all of the difficulties during the last couple of years, we have managed to, with a clever, smart economic policy, maintain the employment and actually keep the unemployment down. And this is also the proof how Serbia has changed in the meantime. 4.5 billion euros of FDIs last year. More than 60% of all of the FDIs coming into the Western Balkan region come to Serbia. And this is a record-breaking figure. Last year, then the year before, we also broke record the year before as well. So Serbia has become the most attractive destination for investments. And again, thank you very much for the Bavarian government, for the German government, for the support. We are one notch below the investment grade, and we have been there since 2019. Only because of the global crisis, we haven't moved a notch up. But basically, we are just waiting, hopefully, that the situation within the global economy will stabilize so that we can move. But coming back to Expo, coming back to growth, we thought what would be the best way to utilize Expo 2027 to grow further. That's why we came up just a couple of months ago with a huge investment program. We called it Leap into the Future, Serbia 2027. What we want to do, we want to invest almost 18 billion euros more in all of the areas of our economic development, in all of the areas of the society. And basically, we have divided this plan into 6 groups. I will not talk about all 6 groups because I don't have enough time, but just to give you a flavor, basically, 2027, we expect that the average salary in Serbia will be 1,400 euros. Compared to Germany, it's still small, which is a competitive advantage for us. But just 2012, it was 300 euros. A huge change, a huge, in a way, leap forward. If you look at the investments in the artificial intelligence, by far you are the leaders. But what I want to point out, this is Bio4 campus that is being built as we speak. the biggest biotechnology campus in Southern Europe. And basically, it will be finished before the end of Expo, actually before Expo. And look at this, ICT services skyrocketing. 2012, 2023, we're going to reach 10 billion. So we have the Institute for Artificial Intelligence. We are already heavily investing into this area. And we also think that with innovations, this is going to be the core of the future economic growth for Serbia. Again, we talked, and I talked with your colleagues about the infrastructure. Just look at this. Because currently, we are building 6 new highways and motorways in Serbia, new ones. Look at this. During Tito time, so 1945 all the way to 2012, just one figure. This is the amount or number of kilometers that was built in Serbia at that time. Look at this, in only 12 years, and moving forward 3 years from today, we're going to double the number of kilometers of highways and motorways in Serbia. The same applies to the railway system. This black line here, it's already a high-speed railway between Belgrade and Novi Sad. Trains going at 200 kilometers per hour. This part here will be finished before the year end. And basically, with the help of the European Union, we're also building a high-speed railway network all the way to Northern Macedonia. Coming back to Expo. So it was, Your Excellency, very important to us because last year we were fighting against the US, against Spain, against Argentina, against Thailand, and we won. The biggest number of countries in the world gave the responsibility and the opportunity to Belgrade to organize this specialized expo. And for you to know, this is this investment opportunity. This is a city within a city that we are building. This area, we are building this new fair and expo site together with the residential complex, aquatic center, completely new football stadium. It's next to the airport, within the ring road around the city of Belgrade. And the works on this already started last year in July. So again, we are building the new fair site, the new exhibition space as well. We expect in between 100 and 120 countries to participate, a huge opportunity not only for Serbia, but for the whole region. We are also building the football stadium, the national one, 52,000 seats. These are some of the pictures just for your reference. The new residential complex, which is going to be 1,500 new apartments. So a city within a city. One thing which is very important to me, that's why I put it in the presentation. Usually one investment opportunity leads to other investment opportunities as well. So basically we are also, for the first time, building a new railway system from the main railway station in Belgrade all the way to the airport, and then from the airport to the expo site where the national stadium will be located as well. And I didn't want to end my presentation without telling you how important this investment program to us is. We are already building the first metro line in Belgrade. The second one will hopefully start next year. It will not be finished before the expo is done, but it's there. It's part of Serbia 2027 leap into the future. Huge investments in the infrastructure to make our country more attractive, more competitive. Hopefully we're going to have more investors coming from Germany and from other countries. We have last October opened a new main railway station in Belgrade. We are building a new railway station in New Belgrade. We are going to finish this before Expo started, the new bus station in New Belgrade, central bus station in our city. This bridge, beautiful bridge over the river Sava, will start in June of this year. Again, one investment leads to the others. I did not want to finish my presentation without talking about Belgrade waterfront. I'm not sure whether you're familiar with this, but this is the biggest real estate investment in this part of Europe. And this, what you see already, is something that we managed to develop in the last couple of years. This building, my dear friends, is the tallest building in this part of Europe. St. Regis branded tower, 168 meters tall. Of course, for Germany, maybe it's not impressive. But Your Excellency, for us, for Serbia, it shows something new, something different, that we can actually excel and that we can start winning in something that we haven't been able to win before, which is economy and economic development. And this here, which is the last slide, is something that in a way encompasses all the projects that I just talked about. So again, with huge thank you for you being today in Belgrade and your whole team, Serbia has changed. That's very important to me. We want to grow. We want to grow as fast as possible. We want to grow as quickly as possible. We want to employ people. So far, we managed to do, I would say, a decent job, but we want to do it faster. And Expo is this like an umbrella project for us to push all of those investments further. And if your companies can find interest to participate in this, we will be more than happy to have you here. Thank you very much for your presentation. Thank you very much for your time. And if I took too much of your time, I apologize. Thank you.
How much expensive? What?
I'll tell you, the Expo site, so all of this,
All infrastructure.
all, I'll show you. The Expo, you talk about the Expo site. The Expo site, all of this,
Everything.
all of this will be additional 18 billion. I said that here, sorry.
And who pay?
I'm sorry?
Who pay? You?
We pay.
Us?
We pay. We issued, I'll tell you, we issued a new bond. Just for the Expo. No, Dacic, hold on. We issued a new bond for the Expo, $1 billion plus, which is part of this JP Morgan Emerging Market Index.
No, sir. No problem.
I mean, last year we entered the capital markets. We asked for $1 billion and a half. The book was 11.5 billion. Everybody is saying your public finances are like you're in investment grade. Give us the projects. So the problem that I have is that I have 4.5 billion euros in the account today. So I'm liquid. But I'm trying to make sure that the deficit is kept under control. 2.2 last year, I'm not playing with it. Next year we plan 1.5 so that I control the public debt as well. However, we need to spend more, and we want to spend more not in current expenses, but in capital spending, infrastructure.
I wish you luck.
Thank you very much. Participate in this.
Yes.